It's been more than a month since a skydive plane crash killed 11 people on Oahu's North Shore. Today, for the first time, the owner of Oahu Parachute Center talked about the tragedy and what's ahead. He spoke exclusively to our Gina Mangieri. Gina?
Well, I've been digging into skydiving safety since the crash last month, and each time I've asked Oahu Parachute Center owner George Rivera for a response. Today, he was ready to answer.
At the Oahu Parachute Center, it's as if time stands still. The calendar stops at June, the month the deadly crash happened, and just days before what would have been a company biennial anniversary.
Kind of frozen in time.
Yeah, and this is 2 years later.
And the date of the accident was?
The day was the 21st. It was the day of the accident, which was the day of the first load that we flew.
George Rivera is referring to the first load they took up 2 years before that opening day, when he'd first leased this plane from a California owner. I previously reported this same plane had partially come apart in midair over the Bay Area in 2016.
Why lease that airplane after it had been through the incident that it did that sustained damage in California?
Because when I first saw the airplane, the whole thing was being rebuilt. And I thought to myself, this is a good airplane. So the airplane had to pass all its phase inspections.
The FAA cleared Oahu Parachute Center to start taking passengers. The plane flew fine for years.
What do you think happened?
I can speculate, but this is just my opinion. I believe maybe it was a little bit of complacency among the boys. I'm not quite sure.
In what way?
I'm not sure. Maybe there was a little bit of distraction in the cockpit, or I know there was nothing wrong with the airplane. I do know that.
George says he has no kids, but that the staff were like adopted sons. 6 staff were killed, along with 5 guests. We spoke sitting in front of a mural that Mike Martin had painted. George showed me another that Mike did, a sunset backdrop, just a week or so before the fatal sunset flight.
As you've talked to the families, that's gotta be What do you say to the families?
What do you tell these dads? What do you tell them? What do you say to a dad who just lost his boy? You know, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I can't tell them anything. I don't know what to say. You know, I don't know what happened. And that's the truth. You know, I wasn't here. I wasn't in the airplane. You know, sometimes, and I don't want to sound suicidal or whatever, but in a way I wish I was, because dealing with this is not very easy.
Is there anything you think could have been done differently that would have changed the fate of that day?
I don't know. I don't think so, because our policies and our procedures that I put in place were right on.
Always Investigating found many documented issues were not mechanical, but tenancy disputes between George and the Department of Transportation, which told George to stop operating in April.
Why continue to operate after the Department of Transportation's first cease and desist letter back in the spring?
Okay, the cease and desist letter was because of an administrative flaw.
A business registration matter, and tenancy having been in the name of his Hawaii Parachute Center, a longtime repair loft, while skydiving was under the Oahu Parachute Center LLC name.
Once that was taken care of, we told the property manager at the DOT that we had taken care of that, and he said, okay, no problem. And I said, well, what about the cease and desist thing? And he goes, well, don't worry about it, just carry on business as usual.
To be clear, the DOT gave you verbal permission to continue?
Yes, by the property manager, yes. And I have witnessed.
5 days after the accident, on their 2-year anniversary, another DOT letter, this time a notice to vacate.
They gave you the letter of eviction, essentially,
yeah.
Right? You have a letter of eviction in hand. How are we sitting here today?
Because even though the letter of eviction said that they were going to give us 5 days, which after having been here for 30 years, 5 days is simply not enough to move everything. You know, I have a row of sewing machines in the loft. That's a maintenance facility. I talked to Roy Sakata, who's the Department of Transportation Airport Division's manager, and he told me he would work with me on a more realistic timeline, and he has been.
The federal investigation into what caused the accident is still ongoing. The state labor department says they've received some family inquiries about workers' comp death benefits, but George says all aboard were classified independent contractors. George also tells me there's no insurance policy that covers airborne accidents or skydives. He's heard from attorneys, but he tells me there's nothing much left of value, and he won't be going back into the skydive tour business. Back to you.